Today, we're making a roasted garlic and lemon white bean Caesar pasta salad. It's creamy, it's bold, and it's got layers of flavor that will have people asking for the recipe before they even finish their plate. This is what you would call comfort salad. So let's go over what you're gonna need. Garlic, pasta, kale, white beans, sun-dried tomatoes, nutritional yeast, vegan mayo, lemon juice, olive oil, Dijon mustard, capers, some salt and pepper, and it wouldn't hurt to have some breadcrumbs or croutons. All right, let's start with our prep. We're using a whole bulb of garlic. So I'm going to chop off the top, place it on a sheet of parchment paper, layer on some olive oil, and from here, just twist it to wrap it up. With a baking tray underneath, I'm going to take this to the oven and roast it at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for somewhere between 25 to 35 minutes. And while that's getting sweet and mellow in the oven, we're gonna head right on back to the cutting board. I like this recipe a lot because there's really not much to chop. So it feels like there's like a lot less to do to get things to the table. So we're going to chop our lemons in half, set them to the side. And today I actually have sun-dried tomatoes that are already chopped, which typically I would handle on camera, but these give me a little bit of a break. So this is all set. From here, you grab your pasta and add salt, just be mindful. Get that to a boil, dump your pasta noodles in, and bring it back to a boil again. Once that cooks up, before draining any water, I use a measuring cup just to grab some of that pasta water. And then from here, we're gonna drain the rest and hit the pasta with some cold water to make sure we stop the cooking process. So next up, we're prepping our kale. And the bagged, pre-chopped version happened to be cheaper this time around. So you don't gotta tell me twice. So in the bowl with our kale, we're adding a bit of olive oil and some lemon juice. Then we're going to massage it. So we're massaging our kale. And the reason we're doing this is because fresh kale can be a bit tough and slightly bitter if you don't treat it right first. It's sort of like a teenage daughter when you forget to wash her favorite hoodie. And I mean this literally. Use your hands to work the oil and lemon through the leaves for just about a minute or two. What we're doing is breaking down the cell walls, which softens the texture and pulls back on that bitterness. I mean, check it out here. You could see it pretty much change color and reduce in volume. So if you ever had kale that felt slightly tough, this may have been that step that someone was skipping. I've done it once or twice. I mean, I even sometimes still forget to this day. Once you finish up, set that aside, and we're gonna move on towards our dressing. We are making a plant-based Caesar dressing with our garlic out of the oven and cooled enough to handle. Into our blender cup, we're gonna squeeze the cloves right out the top before adding the rest of our ingredients. From here, we're adding vegan mayo, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, olive oil, Dijon mustard, capers, a small pinch of salt, and pepper. And then we're blending until smooth. Remember that pasta water from earlier? This is where I'll add a little bit in, but only if my dressing feels a little too thick. For pasta salad, I want that dressing that clings, but also pours out, kind of like maple syrup would, or just like a dressing would. We basically don't want barbecue sauce, you know? So this is what the pasta water is gonna do. Like the no barbecue sauce dressing. All right, guys, it's time to assemble. In a bowl, large bowl, we're gonna add in that pasta, then our kale. I decided my white beans would be cannellini beans. Butter beans also taste really great in here. Sun-dried tomatoes, and we're gonna pour all over that roasted garlic Caesar dressing and simply toss to combine. I mentioned it earlier, but for me, I do like a salad with a little bit of a crunch. So this time around, I added some breadcrumbs. They were roasted breadcrumbs and a little seasoned too. And so good. And some nutritional yeast because, you know, other than a nice flavor, it does help with some B12. And this is your roasted garlic and lemon white bean Caesar pasta salad. This whole thing just screams enjoy and maybe share, but not really. This full recipe can be found linked in the description, or you could head right over to my website, makeitdairyfree.com. Thank you so much. You're amazing. I'm hungry. believe in good. Peace.